Hi everyone, I'm Rich, and during the last 9 years, I've worked on Google Apps, where I've been witness to significant evolution. Even what people think of as the classic enduring logo of Google has evolved over the years, with the latest change just occurring. Now, more specific to apps, you can see that our first website took on a much more humble form and has evolved to the point now where millions of people come to engage with us today. At an industry level, things have evolved extremely rapidly. 7 years ago, a book called The Big Switch predicted the move from on-premise computing to the cloud. But even as we reflect back, some at Google, including myself, I have to admit, have been surprised at just how quickly this transition has occurred. If it feels to you as if business around you is also evolving at a faster pace, it's because, well, actually business is evolving at a faster pace. And the data supports that. In the 1950s, the average company joining the Fortune 500 was 75 years old. In 2013, that figure shrank to just 10 years old. Here's another data point. It used to take decades for a company to reach the $1 billion market capitalization point. These days, companies reach that in just a few years, and in some unicorn cases, just a few months even. Now, part of what's driving this is the digital transformation. As consumer technology gets more powerful, entirely new business models emerge. And some of those new business models can disrupt an entire industry, practically overnight sometimes. We saw this happen with companies like Airbnb, which we featured on the last Atmosphere in June, and with Made.com, which you'll hear from later today, as they share their story of taking retail completely online. Both are companies that transformed their industry with a business model made possible by new technologies. But that's only the beginning. Technology is also making the world smaller, both for your collaborators and for your competitors. Everyone now has access to the same powerful technology, which means that great ideas can come from anywhere. Engineers working in developing countries have the same opportunity as engineers working right in the middle of the Silicon Valley. And what we're finding is that the companies that are most successful today are the companies that collaborate across teams and even continents to facilitate the creation and the exchange of powerful ideas. Now, over the next 15 minutes, we're going to examine how 5 different companies have succeeded. For example, we'll show you how Salesforce was able to win over customers with a new approach to driving customer loyalty. Second, we'll hear how Concho y Toro removed international bottlenecks and remained the #1 producer of wine in South America by using technology to drive leaner operations. And a third example is WeWork, and that's a company that is reinventing the traditional office and disrupting an industry doing so. Towards the end of the event, I'll personally sit down with the CEO of Nest, Tony Fadell, for a one-on-one to dive further into disruption and to get his take on what's next for tech and business. However, for all of this, we want to share more about the current and future business landscape. But not from us. I'm honored to introduce our next speaker, Tony Scott, the federal CIO of the United States government. He will share his technology and his business leadership advice for many years as a CIO, serving with the likes of companies like Disney, Microsoft, and VMware, for taking his role with the current U.S. administration. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.